Excel formulas use values in other cells to calculate their results. If you create a formula that refers to a cell that contains the formula, you have created a circular reference. Under most circumstances, Excel treats circular references as a mistake for two reasons. First, the vast majority of Excel formulas don't refer to their own cell. So, a circular reference is unusual enough to be identified as an error. The second more serious consideration is that a formula with circular references can slow down your workbook because Excel repeats or iterates the calculation you need to set limit to how many times the program repeats the operation. You can control your workbook calculation by clicking the File tab on the ribbon and go to Options. In the Excel option dialog box, click Formulas to display that page of Excel option dialog box and select the calculations options you want, data tables or manual. The automatic option is the default setting which recalculates the worksheet whenever a value affecting a formula changes. Automatic exception for data tables recalculates a worksheet whenever a value changes but doesn't recalculate data tables. Also, the manual requires you to press F9 on your keyboard to click the Formulas tab and click the Calculate buttons to recalculate your data sheet for you. In the Calculation option section, you can also choose to enable iterative calculations and working with formulas and checking for errors. So click Cancel if you have other changes, or you can, depending on what you want to do. I'm going to click the Cancel button. Next, click the Formula tab and click Calculation options. Here, automatic, manual, and to set your calculation options directly. Suppose we have this value, we want to multiply this value by 4 inside our multiplication table. We can go to G8. Suppose we have G8, G4 now. We can set G4 as G4, C4 multiplied by, let's multiply it by 2 and see the results. Press enter to have it. Oops, we have equals, you're supposed to put equals C4 multiplied by 2. This should be 100. And if you are doing this using your formulas, you can change the calculations to manual or table or anything you like. But I will stick to automatic to calculate do the calculations for me. You can also multiply this by this, or you add this by this using your normal calculations. You can add it by multiply by 4. To divide this by 2, use / and click enter to divide it by 2. And inside the formula tab, you can click the formula bar and extend it. You can click OK to minus it by 20,000. You write your minus and 20,000 or 22,000 or 20,000. Press enter to calculate it for you. Also, so we're going to leave it here. We're going to leave it as multiply by 2. Shift 8 to write your multiplication and press 2 on your keyboard to do the calculations for you. You can also multiply cells. Maybe you want to multiply this cell B3 by let's say cell B4.